You are now listening to the Business Chatter Podcast. Again with the breathing.
I try to do it before every time.
What? 3, 2, 1, and then I hit record. What's the?
You gotta get the deep breath, deep relaxation. It's like a yoga thing.
It is.
You just did it too.
Yeah, but I knew we were recording.
Okay.
You waited. Like I
Oh.
started. All right.
Welcome to the season 1 finale, episode 20. I'm Anthony,
And I'm Chris,
and I might sing some more for you today.
and we are happy that you're here with us, especially if you watched episode 19 and you're still here.
At least the ending of it
Yeah, the end of the back half of that was something else.
turned into a musical really quick.
Very quickly. I was not anticipating that, but in fairness, Anthony was out in Vegas, so I think he's becoming our own showgirl.
Showman.
You ever see Showgirls?
No. I did see Legends in Concert, Divas. They had a great impersonator of Dolly Parton
That's cool.
and Whitney Houston. I'm gonna give my honest feedback on the show. There was 4 impersonators: Whitney Houston, Dolly Parton, Lady Gaga, and Cher.
Okay.
They were all fantastic except the Lady Gaga one.
Ah, interesting.
Which, to be fair, Lady Gaga is a hard impersonation to pull off. She's very unique.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they're all not very unique.
But like Lady Gaga's mystique is a little different.
Yeah, it was just off to me.
Okay.
I thought the Whitney Houston, she did that. So you know how I think "I Will Always Love You" is Dolly Parton's song, but Whitney Houston did like a very famous rendition of it.
Yep. And
they had Whitney Houston do it there, really good at the end.
That's cool. That's how they ended it.
Yeah. Well, there was also a comedian host, Frank Marino. He's actually a drag queen. But he was pretty funny.
Was that was part of the show too?
That was part of the show.
Like okay.
Like the host was like a drag queen. Saw Matt Apple, and I think it's Cirque du Soleil, but it's a little bit different. It's like there's a host, and it's like stand up, and like in between the stand up sets, they do like different acrobatics and whatever. And the host is Harrison Greenbaum.
Very funny.
Yeah, I think you know him in passing.
I know him. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not like friends. I've like met him before. Let me put it that way. But I've also seen him perform. He's a very good magician as well.
Yeah. Oh, he had some good ones, like some good tricks. Like he had a random crowd member just like pick a celebrity,
mm-hmm.
and they said Miley Cyrus. He just like pulled a picture of Miley Cyrus out.
That's
was like, what the heck? Like,
I mean, it's really impressive. That's like magic is one of those things where it's a lot of practice and there's like psychology to it. It's very interesting.
He like hustled very hard apparently to get there. I mean, he said he was doing 5 or 6 open mic different shows a night for like 12 years before he got any traction.
I believe it. I mean, I saw him at Gotham a decade ago, and he was more advanced than most, but it was still early on in his career, I'd say. But yeah, he was also on America's Got Talent or one of those.
Was he a finalist or
something like that? He's good. If you haven't seen him, check him out.
Yeah, go to Matt Apple. Really cool setup too. They got a bar on stage pretty much.
That's cool.
Yeah. I don't really drink, but
yeah, you could kind of like feel like you're part of it.
Yeah.
Very interesting. All right, and that was our sponsored by Las Vegas.
Mm-mm.
No, that would be cool though.
Mm-mm. Oh, I mean,
right?
It would be cool.
It would be cool.
But like again,
I love how you react like
I'm
like as if I'm saying something that's like I'm saying that they actually sponsored us, but then you're like, hey, cool. The algorithm, no one cares.
But I just don't like promoting vice activities. I feel like Vegas itself is a cool place, but it just too heavily promotes not great behavior.
Although,
like gambling, not a big fan.
Sure.
Again, if you gamble, I don't look at you as any worse of a person. I personally just think the whole nature of like gambling and the sale of gambling to consumers is usurious.
On a different note,
okay,
I was just gonna say, I feel like Vegas has very much been like marketed to families now.
Yeah, I saw a lot of kids there for sure. They have like kids...
people. Yeah, people bring their families. They have like they have the pools. Some of the pool parties are less adult themed. There's a ton of stuff to do.
A lot of
It's small
hotels like
space.
Excalibur have a lot of kid activities. I noticed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's what we did.
they do the joust.
Not the kid activities. When I said that's what we did, we just walked through like all the casinos and just saw them all,
Yep.
like all the hotels.
But I could see you doing the kids' activities too.
They were selling swords, like play swords at Excalibur.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, what is it? Knights of the Round Table themed, like medieval.
Like King Arthur.
Yeah, King Arthur. That's what I
Is that the
meant.
theme?
Yeah.
It seemed more like Rapunzel.
Well, maybe that's more of like the kid focus.
I got like something stuck in my throat right now. It is crushing me.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Maybe it was all that singing. You weren't prepared. When you don't properly warm up your voice and you sing, that could
Oh
happen.
man, I've done it. So in the jungle, I'm a great bass singer. If you guys listen to the last episode, not great singer in general, but it comes to bass, great singer. I can really compliment in the jungle well in a bass tone, but if I don't warm up my vocal cords, a lot of strain going on there.
So if anybody is looking to start a doo-wop group and you need a bass, reach out. We'll respond. Host at businesschatterpod.com.
We'll do it.
All right. So as Anthony mentioned a little bit earlier, season finale, episode 20. Pretty cool, right? This is the 20th episode. We've been posting episodes for 20 weeks consistently. We're not going anywhere, but we will be taking a short break.
Well, Chris is going
I'm going to go on vacation. Yeah, but I mean, we're not stopping the podcast is what I meant. We're going to be taking a couple weeks off. We'll be back in August for season 2, and we'll run that through the end of the year, and then
guess who's back? Back again.
I wonder if we can get the rights for that, and we can play that for the beginning of season 2.
Chatter's back. Tell your friends.
Oh, you know what? You can record that.
Back in August, back in August, back in. That doesn't flow very well at all.
No,
but we're working on it.
Yeah, maybe we'll figure it out.
Yeah, you got to land like 1 in 50, and then you just got to write down that one that lands.
That's right. And you just keep track. You just keep those up there, and you're good to go.
Yeah, being a comedian, really rough on your family because most of the time you're not funny, and you're just practicing on how to be funny to them, so you can actually be funny for the people you perform for.
My wife can attest to that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like nothing Chris ever says at home is serious because he's like, I got to figure this next one out.
She's probably heard the same joke 100 different ways. Probably didn't like any of them, to be fair, but one of them worked. Just one or two. Well, I mean, those groupings. Got to try so many options. All right, we'll digress. Episode 20, season finale. We'll be back in August after this, taking a short break. But in order to wrap things up, and we're going to have great guests. We'll have some of our old guests hopefully come back and we'll check in with them now that it'll have been, roughly 6 months since we spoke to them. So we just want to run through some of the main themes that we had that came from our first 19 episodes and kind of have that as a reflection point so we can carry those and continue those themes forward and give us a chance to have something to think about.
For real. Sorry, I just picked up my phone and the brightness was way higher than I thought. Because we're going to recap a few different episodes and go over, I just want to make sure we know exactly where our guests are at. Because our first episode 1, Mandatory Fun Day with Austin.
Yep.
Leadership is more than just being in charge, I think was the key takeaway there.
Yep.
We were talking about him having like 11, 12 million likes on TikTok and then even more than that on Instagram the first time we talked to him. I think his platform's like triple the size now. If I pull it up, I mean, even just looking at TikTok, which I could have pulled up before, but I didn't. He has 344,000 followers, almost 28 million likes as of this Monday, July 3rd.
That's awesome.
That's just TikTok.
Congratulations, Austin. Really glad to see, things continuing to go well. Really grateful for the time that you shared with us, and definitely, leadership is much more than just being in charge. And there's a lot more on leadership that we've touched on with our other guests, which is really cool. And, kind of moving on, episode 2, we spoke with David from Nebula Snacks, which was awesome. Actually, David's been testing new formulas for a different style of chocolate in the same vein of what they were doing. And that should actually be coming out later this summer. So we'll keep you posted when that happens. I'm very much looking forward to them. Watching all the taste test videos has got me really excited for it. And one of the biggest takeaways from David was betting on yourself. So we learned a lot from him, and we heard about some of the trials and tribulations and maybe doing things too early and making mistakes and having to recover from them. But the biggest thing was he walked away from a really solid job where he was secure, and he took a bet on himself, which is continuing to pay itself off. And it's been awesome to watch him grow, both from the business perspective, but also just from an influence and thought leadership perspective with others in the CPG industry.
Absolutely. And then Parker.
Yes.
Parker was third. We started off with a bang, 3 straight guest episodes.
Yep.
Again, like memorable. Oh, memorable. I just blended that word, just threw it up, ninja, and sliced it up. Unique, authentic. You guys can actually see all this really come out in him if you follow him on Instagram or even TikTok. They've been posting a lot now. Like, pretty sure he's been living in his van. Like, he is the most authentic person I've maybe ever come across.
Yeah, he's all about it. He really is, and he's still optimizing. He's still trying new different things. Right? We talked about how he was spending, every month he was trying something new to optimize his life. He's competed in Ironman competition since we last spoke with him. He's doing a great job of building community out on the West Coast. And Forage has come out with a new product. They have meal bars as well. So in addition to the granola, they have meal bars out now. So really cool. Yeah, the granola's right back there, which Anthony is going to knock off the table.
Ooh, it's open.
Yeah, it is. There it is.
Sea salt cooked cacao.
Very good.
Yeah, this is a good flavor. Or is flavor the right word?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. All right. We moved on to episode 4. That was just us, and we talked about just starting, right? Just getting things going.
One.
That was.
Yeah.
That was. The reception was awesome. We really appreciate, the early watching and listening, and that was really the crux. I think we really set out to do it, and we started doing it, and I think we've gotten better every week, right? And there's a lot more that needs to happen as we look forward and make some changes to our setup and the way that we do things. But had we not started, we wouldn't even be at a place where we can have those thoughts.
Absolutely. Build your network. Again, this is another one. I think this is super straightforward. The message of this episode was, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. People are really afraid of rejection. And I think it goes a lot into what we talked about with Parker. Like, there's no such thing as a hive mind. And just because one person says no doesn't mean everybody's going to say no, or just because one person thinks you're weird doesn't mean everybody thinks you're weird. People are going to think you're unique. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Ask for connections, ask for people to try your product, ask for people to be your friend, ask for people to do business with you, because the worst they can say is no. And honestly, like, nobody's going to think past it. On LinkedIn, I get people that send me requests all the time saying, oh, I looked at your profile and your background seems interesting. Let's connect. And if anything comes up in the future, maybe we get together or work together. A lot of people don't do that because, they think, that's weird that I don't know that person. They're going to judge me for it. Like, who cares?
Yeah. Absolutely. The open mouth does not get fed, right? The squeaky wheel is the one that gets the grease. We've belabored that quite a bit, but your network is so important. It's going to build your net worth over time. And exactly to Anthony's point, you never know when these opportunities may arise. So putting yourself out there at least puts you in the position to find individuals who are either like-minded or they have the same motivations. You can be completely apart on a lot of different elements of what life is like, but if you find someone who's a great operator and that there's an opportunity where they would do a great job of execution, it doesn't really matter, because everybody who wants to succeed is going to be motivated to put the best people in place to make that happen. And the bigger your network is, the better chance you have for that to happen, or to be the connector to get people together.
Speaking of the connector, everything is sales.
That's right.
Again, whether it's selling yourself to other people or selling a product or developing a product, sales goes into all of it. And EQ is really important. You can be the smartest person in the world, but especially as a founder or as somebody that's more senior,
you got it.
Senior in an organization, EQ is probably the most important thing. If you are a genius, but you can't communicate and you can't work with others and you can't sell others on what you're doing, why you want to do it, how you want to do it, you will not be successful.
That's right. It's more than just being in charge, right? It's about being able to get buy-in, to be able to support the people around you.
Read a room.
That's right. and understand the dynamics of what the end result of the decisions are going to be and how to navigate that preemptively, or at least to your best guess. You know, we kind of pivoted after that and talked about meeting with VCs and, getting your business out there. Hopefully that was applicable for those who are trying to start a larger organization, but also for small businesses. You literally might find yourself pitching a family member to try to get the $10,000 that you need to get something off the ground. And knowing your numbers and being prepared for that meeting is going to be the most essential piece of that specific endeavor.
That is right. Okay. So we're trying to stay consistent. That's the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a beautiful thing, because we've stayed consistent
every week. There's been times where
it's been tough.
Yeah.
It's been tough.
Especially I was in Kansas City for a while and
that's right.
Bouncing around, doing.
I was sick.
Chris was sick.
There's a lot going on.
Shout out Kansas City, by the way. Great city. I love it there.
You do? He's mentioned it. He's mentioned it before. We've had private conversations about it. I'll get out there, but solid city.
It is.
I'll co-sign on that.
It is. It's wild. Like going to it is like a major metropolitan area for the Midwest. I lived right downtown. I'd see the same people every day. Be like, hey, what's up? Like just walking down the street, like downtown. Can you imagine New York? You just said what's up to somebody you just saw randomly every day. No way.
Wouldn't go well. That's for sure. But yes, to get back to it, consistency, it not only does it matter from a getting things done perspective, but it truly does compound, right? It's day after day after day, making yourself better, finding ways to improve, and showing up. 80% of it is showing up.
That's it.
So if you're there, there's an opportunity for opportunity.
Team number one.
Team.
That theme is pervasive.
Yeah. I think we've touched on it in every episode, right? Like just every conversation
finds a way to just needle itself in.
That's right.
Team. Like Chris and I, this podcast. Team.
That's what it is. We talked about the consistency, but there was plenty of times where we had to understand that it needed to be done. We weren't going to let each other down, right? There's times where, one person was busy or had too much going on, and we found a way to do it because we know that we're greater than the sum of our parts. So it's not just like if you add you and I together, we're better than just if you're a 10 and I'm a 10, we're better than 20.
Put it in song.
That's not happening. So then we talked about team with we talked about that. The persistence and optimism. That was when we spoke with Phil from Fabrizio.
Oh, yes.
And we heard some great stories, and the optimism that came out of that conversation and being able to persevere through how many storms, how many difficult times, being able to see the long-term vision.
How many glasses of limoncello.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And, a shout out to them. The launch of their canned cocktails has, seemingly been going really well.
My mom loves them.
They're great. I've been partaking. So again, shout out to Fabrizia. Definitely check out. It's really high quality stuff. And their limoncello right there.
Oh, look at that.
It's great. I keep it chilled in my fridge. It's
a show bottle.
The other half of the bottle is in the fridge, right?
That's like when they put the display food out.
Exactly.
And put like glue over it so it stays.
Yeah. Well, that'll be empty soon, so it'll just be the bottle.
But 4th of July tomorrow.
That's right. That is right. Celebrating independence. Well, this will come out after 4th of July. But
you going to the beach?
Happy Independence Day. Now we have a barbecue tomorrow. But I'm not hosting it. We're seeing friends.
+1?
We'll see.
You spend enough time with your wife.
We're seeing friends. It's not just the family. We're seeing friends.
So I can't be friends with them too?
We'll see. We'll talk about it. Maybe later.
I think I'm busy that day anyway.
Oh, sounds convenient.
Yeah.
Next, we had Tom from EMG, Elegant Music Group, and we really got a chance to see a different side of business, right? Purchasing a legacy business and having, your past not defining your future, having a degree in something different, getting started in a different field, wanting to be something different when he grew up, and then having the opportunity to, work with his partners to build really a powerhouse of entertainment in the Northeast.
Yeah, Tom has been very successful. Also, the events that they host at EMG are all look incredible. I've been watching his Instagram stories.
Oh, unreal.
Yeah,
They do a great job.
it's not even like they're forcing them. Like it's not like forced marketing. Like they're very like candid videos, and they're all just total bangers.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. They're a great time. I mean, I can attest from having been there for more than one. Great times. Maybe I'll see if he can invite you to one.
Again, I was at a wedding this week, and I was like thinking, I was like, really, it's like you guys really messed up.
Should have had EMG.
Yeah, it was a great wedding. I just wanted to make sure they knew for future reference that they picked the wrong group.
Hey,
Yeah.
sometimes that happens. Oh man. So, I mean, that really led into the every path being different. And we've looked at that from a number of different perspectives, but even in our own lives, right? We talked about it in detail. We also did the get to know us episodes, but it, every
Oh
path
yeah.
is different. We could have the same exact goal, and we took a bunch of different winding ways to get here.
And there's no right or wrong path either.
That's right.
Yeah. Failure is okay. Success is okay. Somewhere in between is fine.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's your path and you have a direction that you're going in, it's fine.
Right.
Very much by the philosophy that goals can be written in pen, but plans are always in
Pencil.
there. We go.
That's right.
Boom. Finish my sentence.
And as long as you stay consistent and persistent, keep the optimism there.
If there's something you want to do that can still get you to your goal, but it deviates from the initial plan, flip that pencil over,
That's right.
use that eraser, change the plan.
That's right. That's right. You can always pivot. You don't want to be stuck in a situation where you're so locked in that you're no longer happy and you're no longer working towards something that's meaningful for you.
Wait, how come? Where was Perisphere?
Innovation.
Innovation.
The next one.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
That was actually good timing.
Yeah. All right. I wanted to make sure because that was one of my favorite episodes.
Come on. We're not going to forget them. Because they talked about what they're doing in the real estate market. So we wanted to
Okay.
make sure we highlight that how valuable innovation is, and and disruption can actually be something that forges the future.
Except disruption of sleep.
Yeah, you don't want your sleep to be disrupted. This would be the perfect time if we were sponsored by somebody.
Sponsored by NyQuil.
Oh, I was thinking more like Whoop Strap, but
I don't know.
but either we're happy. Host a business chatter pod. We're happy to discuss.
Vicks Vapo will rub NyQuil. See there, I jacked it up. All right. Levity. Again, humor essential for leaders. And levity, and when I say levity, I don't just mean humor. I don't know how much we talked about in the episode because I haven't listened to it since it came out. Levity is humility, it's ability to be humble, recognize your mistakes, understand the individuals that work for you. It kind of goes into the EQ matters type thing. If you're a robot professionally, you could be a genius, but nobody's really gonna want to work with you, for you, around you.
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really a 360 view. It's not just a one slice of like, hey, every time I see them, they make me laugh. It's, do I want to be around them? Do they get it? Are they able to put themselves in my shoes? And we can all laugh at the problem together, regardless of the one who's on the hook.
And who's really good with this and pushing this message is Mandatory Fun Day.
Yes.
Austin. Like if you listen to his content and watch his content, like this is one of the number one messages he is pushing across as a leader in the U.S. military. It is being able to lead with a level of levity.
Totally.
Understanding, again, he's in the U.S. Army, understanding the soldiers that he leads and putting themselves in his shoes, and also helping them understand why he makes the decisions that he does instead of just, coming down with an iron fist as a leader.
Yeah, absolutely. It goes right back to that initial point that it's more than just being in charge, because he can come in and say, this is how we're doing it. It's my way, period. But he's gaining buy-in and he's getting respect outside of just what his role is. He's respected by his peers and his subordinates because of the way that he treats them and the way that he understands the impact that these decisions are having. And then we wrapped up with a 2-part series on social entrepreneurship. One of them we actually just recorded, so when we'll be on the heels of that for this episode.
That
But
musical.
the musical episode 19, social entrepreneurship part 2. But in the first part, I think the biggest takeaway was, and this was your quote, but I'll say it: do good by doing well. And you know, we gave plenty of examples: Tom's Shoes, Warby Parker,
Superheroes.
Superheroes, Dope, Mr. Ballin Foundation, and a number of others. But at the end of the day, you do need to focus on the business piece in order to leverage the social and charitable element. So we focused heavily in episode 19 on game theory, and I think that it does a good job of connecting the two, of why it's so valuable to understand that, and put the business forefront, so that way your social mission can actually shine at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think game theory is just important to understand in general. When it comes to any type of social interaction, entrepreneurship, economic action, there's a model behind everything. Like whether you learn about it in school, university, grad school, whatever or not, there's always something there to help you better explain it and better understand it. And I don't think it's a bad thing to know. Also, it's really helpful when you're playing roulette to understand that random is random and streaks don't exist.
That's right.
Yeah,
Pick a lane and stick with it.
that's right.
All right. On that note, you want to wrap it up?
Yep.
Man, 20 episodes.
20 episodes.
Flown by. It's been fun. Are you gonna sing the rest of this? Oh, jeez.
Give me a song. Not Levitating by Dua Lipa.
Looking Around by Yes.
I don't know that song.
Yeah, well, whose fault is that?
Give me a song I would know.
Um,
Not rap. I don't like rap.
let's see. Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears.
Oops, you listened again. You liked and subscribed. I feel so bad for you. You can find us at Business Chatter Pod on Instagram and email us at host@businesschatterpod.com. Do you want me to do In the Jungle in a bass voice? I can do that.
I didn't know if there was an instrumental break involved here. All right. Chris here. Wanted to just chat real quick about our sponsor, Almost Vintage Chris, at Almost Vintage Chris on Instagram and almostvintagechris.com. You could use the code BCP for 10% off your order. As you can see, I'm wearing the Bummer shirt, which is awesome, super comfortable. Love the logo. Really the shirt of the summer. And, now's the time to pick it up. BCP for 10% off your order, Almost Vintage Chris. And as now always, wearing my Shank It Golf hat at Shank It Golf on Instagram, shankitgolf.com. They're not a sponsor. I'm an ambassador for them. But I dropped my code in the show notes there, the link directly, but you can go to shankitgolf.com and use the code CGolf15 for 15% off your order. All right. Anything else you'd like to say?
You want me to do
Or
your
sing?
part and sing it? Give me a different song. Just give me a different song. Different song.
How about let's see, Genie in a Bottle by Christina Aguilera.
Stop, I don't know that song.
How about Larger Than Life by the Backstreet Boys?
I don't know that either.
Man.
I'm sure if I heard it, I would know it.
I'm trying to think of like a
This is tough because I only get one take.
yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna. I'm leaving all this in, so you don't really have much left to say anyway. So you just want to sing again?
Yeah, I'll do your part.
No, that's
all right.
That's
Fine.
mine. Sorry, pal.
Just give me something then.
Man, like you have me on the spot here for songs that are no rap, no hip hop. I don't really know many country songs. I can tell you're thinking of a song in your head. How about Glory Days by Bruce Springsteen?
Maybe. Let's see. You know what? No, you just finish. Just finish. I'm done. I'm done.
Literally, you could have at any time when we were prepping for this, you could have been like, think of 3 songs.
Yeah, well, I wanted to make it authentic. I'm not a canned person, Chris.
I gave you 2. And, I mean, you did the first one. I don't know why you'd say oops though. You followed us. That's we want people to follow us. You're like, oh, I'm so sorry that you subscribe. Jeez. All right. Well, thank you for listening
I already
and
did
watching.
this.
No, this is my thing, man. Thank you for listening and watching. We appreciate your time. We know it's valuable. Thank you for sharing it with us. Honestly, 20 episodes, this is really cool for us. We really do enjoy doing this, and we hope that we are bringing some value. We'll be back with season 2 in August, so keep an eye out for that. We'll be active on social media. And for now, we're the Business Chatter Podcast. Consider us your crash course on value creation through the words of individuals who've done it before. We'll see you next time.
Bye. See you guys.